Ain't oh God. Oh God. Oh my Jesus. Oh, look at all these great things. I love how I never could just like start a stream any capacity of any normal variety. I always got to do it in like some weird variation. I'm either going to just like play some weird song, or I'm going to just like make random noises until I feel or deem it necessary to stop. And it's just like, you never really have that good balance. You never have that good balance of understanding. You just like vibe it out for the moment in time. Oh no, I have this titled as Repo. No, I'm not playing Repo. At least not right now. I'm not doing it at least right now. I'm just vibe. We're doing a vibe. We're vibing. Oh, just a small little vibe. That's all it is. Hello, Shaboink. Why do I call you that? Jesus. I mean, it is your name, but why do I address you as Shaboink? You have a whole other set of I could just call you Thing at this point. Realistically, I could just call you Thing. Oh my God, the title of the stream. I didn't save the. Oh, that's gonna be titled something else. Oh well, I changed it. Good morning, chocolate man is a diabolical thing to say. I didn't notice that Elon had a black eye. That explained it correct. Though he said his son gave him that, or one of his children. Now, will you believe that? That's completely up to you. Like, that's completely up to you if you choose to believe that. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to hear this voice. I don't know. Do I want to hear? He actually has kids. Yes, he has. I think he has a shit ton of children. In case anyone's not aware, this dude has a shit ton of children. Like a shit ton. I think he's got like multiple baby mamas too. So it's like any of you people that run around talking about, oh, we need to have strong familial tie. Mm-hmm. Conveniently, y'all don't say that shit. All right, I want to fucking make you all wince again with this, because we saw this the last time. Hold on, why do I have double? We saw this the last time with our boy, with our resident pancake seller, and how for some reason he's got Trump kneeling down on them old knees, which is just something I wouldn't recommend. I'm not reading this tweet again, but you missed your daddy, huh? Now, of all the responses, because you do got like a weird set of people who call Trump daddy, and it's like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? And he responds, yes, loser. Everyone missed daddy. That's why he's president again. And it's like, I don't think that's the burn you wanted it to be. I think you just kind of proved that man's point that you spend your time calling another grown man daddy. And it's like, there's really no unique clapback. There's none. There's not one unique clapback to that. And listen, I don't care that you are a fan of Trump. I don't. You a fan of Trump? Cool, whatever. You know you look and sound weird as fuck calling another grown man daddy. Like, you know that. The hoops anybody could try to jump through to justify that really not gonna work because you calling another grown man daddy. Like, that's not the burn nobody think it is. But I want to watch the Idubbbz. I ain't calling anyone daddy. Miss me. Listen, you know, people got kinks. People got kinks. And you know what? You got a kink, that's cool. But calling another grown man daddy and you got no ties to that dude, like, that's not even your father. That's not even somebody who like fucking you. And you just doing that out of your free will. We gotta do something about these insane asylums. We got to get everything back going. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I want to watch Willy drop his Willy again, because that's always our favorite pastime on this channel. When Willy drops a video, we watch Willy drop his Willy on various people. Right? I think that's a good way to start it. So Willy,
what is happening right now? I'm seeing Idubbbz and Noah Samson act like Ethan receiving human skulls in the mail is just a funny meme.
Your opinion on the skulls, and did you send them?
Boy, I would you would be remiss if you didn't remember that this was all about like dead Palestinian kids.
I didn't send the skulls. I don't know. I thought the skulls thing was kind of humorous to hear that.
You have, again, like somebody sending skulls to your house. Now, do I know where this motherfucker lives? No. Do I want to know where this motherfucker lives? No. Sending skulls to somebody's house, weird. Especially when you're a guy who's running around talking about, oh, I'm empathetic now. You should say that that's weird, not funny. You should say, all right, people are going too far, not it's funny. If a motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. Whoever I disagree with on these platforms, if somebody were to send skulls to their house or shit, I'm gonna say that's weird, and there's really nothing else to say about it. It is weird.
Especially when I heard that they were like from skulls.com or something like that. That made it funny.
Just a death threat to a father, a family.
Yeah. Was it a death threat?
Yeah.
These are the same people who, if you say anything to them, it's indicative of like a racist society, white supremacy, and all this shit. But when it happens to somebody who doesn't, like, I guess in their definition, fall in line, oh, it's just a funny meme, haha. Don't worry about the fact that, yeah, you got kids to worry about, you got a family, yeah. I want skulls sent to my house for free. Hannah, you are a different set of circumstances. You're Welsh, so it's like we understand why you want skulls sent to your house.
Yeah, no.
Yes, the threat is motivated on your community slandering Ethan as a racist who loves genocide. The threat so obviously is you don't know who we are, but we know where you and your family live. I thought Ian would be empathetic towards this, since he thought Sam Hyde was gonna kill him for no reason.
It was the craziest thing because Anissa said to me, she's like, Kate, you don't understand. Ian and I both believe that Sam Hyde...
All this because of internet drama? No, all of this because of dead Palestinian kids, who conveniently none of these people are really talking about anymore, because it's like, oh my God, you disagreed with my stance on this issue that we as a society are not really in tapped with. God. Oh, but we raised money. So, I'm so happy for you. The problem with that is you did it off of the pretense of making fun of some ugly Jewish dude while ignoring like potential threats to his family. And there's also that gimmick about like false CPS calls happening and people like joking that they're the ones calling them. So it's like, I'm certain that picture of that dead Palestinian kid burned alive really enjoyed that for themselves. I'm so happy that they got that.
would really come and find me and would actually murder me. So that's the reason why we have to...
And I need everyone to understand, I sound very callous about this, but I need you to understand where it comes from. It comes from seeing with my own 4 eyes a bunch of people who claim to care doing fuck all to show that they care and performing for the sunshine and thinking just because they raise money that somehow negates the obvious criticism. No, it does not.
Take all these precautions. And I'm just like, are you sure?
I'm coming to kill you! I was like, I think the guy's a millionaire. I was like, I don't think he's gonna risk his freedom to kill you.
Meanwhile, 2 low-level staffers at the Israeli embassy were killed in the name of stopping a genocide. The same thing these guys accuse Ethan and his family of defending. But Ethan's crazy for being worried.
No, this is a hallucination. I will say it once again. If I don't think it's appropriate for someone to call CPS on Ethan Klein, why the f would I ever think it's appropriate for someone to kill Ethan Klein? Are you stupid? Of course, that is insane.
No, but you'd still praise them and hop on streams with them. Adam Banata is encouraging people to continue to make false CPS calls to Ethan and he. Like, he's acting like it's a big joke.
Hello, is this Child Protective Services? Yes, thank you. I'd like to report a case of endemic dog infestation and all.
This only works. I despise like everyone who plays this really dumb game. This game only works when you are somebody who likes to be morally inconsistent, which is why I like hate all of your political sides and none of them truly hold weight in my heart unless it's time to criticize them. We know the score, we know the gimmick, we know the understanding, we know that these people operate in a means of I can do it because of my own reasons, but if it happens to me, I have to start crying buzzword. And it's like this gimmick has gone on for too long for people to not notice this really stupid ass fucking pattern. There are people destined to be this fucking stupid for that fucking long because they see in themselves an opportunity to be just like what they hate. The problem is when you try to do that, people are easy to spot it because it's a world of people who try their absolute damnedest to make it seem like, no, the reason I'm doing this is so I can have a grander society in my understanding. So it's vastly different from what you're thinking that I'm doing because I'm not doing the exact same thing as what my opposition does because my opposition isn't doing it the way in which it pertains to peace in the world. I'm doing this stupid thing because I'm willing to achieve peace in this world. And it's like, no, you're doing it because a bunch of people did it before and it was fine when it happened. So you think it's fine when you can do it. No, honey, that's no.
Also contains two Zionists, and as we all know, Zionists are baby killers, so I think this is a very dangerous situation for the children given the dog shit, and the Zionists keep those kids safe.
This might be funny if it wasn't actually happening. This guy is also a serial doxer. He's doxing people on Twitter right now as we speak. It's so wild to me that we have this group of people that have devolved into this mentality where lying is completely okay. Hassan's biggest fan account is spreading the lie that Asman killed his mom. Just makes it up. Even Frogan, the least relevant Hassan groupie, is completely lying about her past statements, saying veterans deserved PTSD.
I'm a live streamer as well. I know being live for hours and hours on end, you can misspeak, and that is exactly what happened.
No, you fat mistake crustacean. You said you didn't care about veterans and active soldiers. You don't care about their PTSD. Then you quadrupled down on it. You walking abortion campaign and you don't even know it. Like, ridiculous to the nth degree how one could truly wake up and think, yes, this makes the most sense. No, it doesn't. It's like, here's what you say. Yeah, you know what? At this point in time, I said something really insensitive about veterans. Can't take it back. Can't really atone for it without actually, talking to some veterans, talking to these people, talking about, how they feel about all this. Can't be done. But you know what could be done? Me saying, I'm a live streamer, so when I go live and I'm just going live for hours and, I say a bunch of quirky, cool things when I'm live for hours on end. It's like, no, sweetheart. No, Big Lebowski. You said it. You meant it. That's it.
Happened whenever I said the thing about the U.S. military.
Bro, you didn't misspeak. You were serious.
I will never have any pity for any soldiers. The U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into America.
She lives in Michigan, by the way. And then you double down the next day laughing at what you said.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Base?
These people are such cry bullies. If you aren't 100% with them, you're against them. The Twitter account posts that Hassan was banned for a day. Well, Hassan frames them as an agent of Israel. Hassan replies, every blue check power farmer is an Israeli dick rider.
She said it with passion. She said it with, fuck passion. She said it with conviction, which might be a synonym of compassion. So everyone needs to go back to English class. But y'all realize, for this, this is stupid. Fearbuck posts about almost anything. But motherfuckers think when it's about them, it's a crime against humanity. It's like some great crime against humanity. Like, dickhead, it's okay. It's something that happened. You didn't get banned, number one. I really wish y'all would stop doing it. I wish y'all would stop celebrating this motherfucker getting banned when you know he didn't get banned. That's number one. Number two, so what? You came back like a few hours later. Jesus.
On this website. This guy didn't say anything. All he did was report your ban. And you have a blue check mark. Rogan sees Asman speak mildly about political content on.
That's another thing. Like, anybody who talks all this shit about corporation this and Elon Musk that, if you got a blue check mark on Twitter and you spend your time bitching about corporations and Elon Musk, just, you let me know in like real time that you paid. Like, cause you can remove that blue check. Anyone who's I can't remove their blue check, they are lying to hope that you don't ask them further questions about that shit. You can remove that blue check steadfast, but motherfuckers don't want to do it because there's ad revenue. Yay, we love that. Ad revenue's great.
On Twitch, in Frogan's eyes, he's discriminating against her.
If I wanted to optimize ad revenue, you know what I would do? I ban politics. The odds are that me and Hassan and Tectone and Frogan and Denims and Central Committee cause 90% of the PR problems on the entire website.
Honestly, facts. Rogan tweets, you consider me political because I wear a hijab. I am not.
Dick, you talk about political subjects. You're political. Like you are. You are. Like what the fuck? You give your commentary on the I'm pretty certain if I were to fucking log into a Frogan stream right now, there'd be something. Oh God, I'm getting the hiccups. To the effect of anything regarding whatever's going on in California right now, which doesn't seem to be anything good.
Like you and don't make political content anyway, but typing a tweet once in a while. What reality is she living in? No one mentioned your hijab. Now we have the newest rising star in Hassan's orbit, Idubbbz, who's consistently used Creator Clash as a way to shield criticism because it's a charity event.
Listen, I'm so happy that those dead kids are fighting for their life while this walking neo-Nazi is running around putting on a show while also taking 34% of the money.
Pointing, and it makes me sick to see him, like, you know, using the event as a way to, like, attack me back or whatever.
The new management of Creator Clash 3 revealed that Ian and Anissa were taking 34% of the profit from this event. Was Ian really concerned about his charity possibly failing, or did he only care about his bottom line?
Don't worry, Elon. I'm not going to blame you guys for...
And oh God, we got stuck in my... It's to my understanding that Idubbbz came out with a video saying, hey, I can't really prove to you all that I wasn't going to keep 34% of the money, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But the problem is, like, people would want to believe you on that. The issue is we don't know, because you spent like a good amount of time not telling people that you got like 34% and finding that out after you leave. And after all of this shit show is going on, makes the entire thing look Bush League. You didn't announce that before. You didn't announce that with the second Creator Clash. So it's like, how in the fuck are people supposed to believe that you would be sincere enough to just, hey, my 34% of this cut, I'm just giving to charity? Like, it would be impossible. Now, if you did, cool. But nobody has like a stake to the claim to believe you unless you were to just, you know, do the thing anybody else would do to just like shut anybody up, which is to like show the receipt of you like giving the 34%. Oh, you getting the 34% and then giving the 34%.
For anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the internet. The internet might actually blame you guys for it.
He thought he was cooking with this. Since then, Freddie Wong seemingly dropped out of the event. After seeing Ian drag Creator Clash through this drama, both the fighters from the main event dropped out of Creator Clash 3, blaming Ian for it. The event went from an arena that hosted 20,000 people to one that has a capacity of 4,000. A reputable harm has been done to this charity event. Everyone rightfully blames Ian and Anissa, but the funniest part is it's barely a charity event at all. Ian responded on Reddit, we restructured so the funds for our charity partner would be raised on Tiltify, separate and apart from the actual event. Tiltify is essentially when you go to Walmart checkout and ask you to round up $1 for charity. That's the extent of the charity aspect. People joke that this event would be a disaster like TanaCon.
You're saying the event is going to be worse than TanaCon?
But TanaCon's problem was that too many people showed up. For this one, there might be too many folding chairs. Yes, this is the actual venue. To hear him cry about, oh, this charity event's getting ruined when no pay-per-view sales.
The status thing Willy points this out today is Ian put all his eggs in shitting on Ethan, where he has given Hassan a free trip to grilling. Hassan didn't even give a 100% sure answer. Well, at least Hassan, like, even though it was based off of Bush League shit, raise money for the fucking charity, and as a way to circumvent it, now has these people saying, hey, at least we raised $200,000 so far. You didn't raise that though. That wasn't because of you. That was because of somebody else who's doing it to spite another person. Oh, man. This ain't it. Also, y'all like how I'm up 24-0 on the motherfucker right now?
Ticket sales or profits from concessions is going to charity is a whole nother level of dishonesty.
What was the charity for? Like cancer research, or I don't even remember.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like cancer is bad.
All right, I'm gonna come out with like an egregious hot take. Like this is gonna be egregious. Listen. I know what I'm about to say is like wild. I know what I'm about to say is wild. By now, if we haven't come up with some cure for all of these fucking diseases, I feel like we all just wasting our time. All these years, these decades, and the enhancements to medicine. You mean to tell me we still ain't got cures to all this shit? Like, I get that we getting further in the developments and all these things, but come on. Can I get like something? Please? Like, if I'm walking in, like, how the fuck do we still not have an H? We got Ozempic before we got fucking. Oh god, we got fat reduction needles before we got an HIV cure, because being fat is worse than having a disease.
Comes below, I don't like this guy. And I'm going to talk about
being fat is more of a detrimental societal problem.
But not liking this guy before I talk about cancer's bad.
You know,
they're eating the dogs.
Unless you chubby chase, which, you know, if you chubby chase, that's the life you lead. And I'm either happy or sad for you. This is off topic, but you got any advice for football? I'm finna be trying out for it. Are you asking me for like football advice? Like, not the video game, but actual football? What a choice. What a choice of people to turn to. Well, maybe this will be the part. Maybe this will be the part where I tell you, try somebody else. But as it happens, you get a little bit of Leon lore off that question. Leon used to play football. As it happens, old little Leon you used to be a cornerback. No, before you dickheads even try that joke, I was not the water boy. I was not a bench warmer. I was on the field. But was Leon good? I got a couple tackles. I got mossed twice, but, you know, choices get made. The best advice I could give you is remain healthy and consistent. And also knock a nigga head on. The best one could. Oh my god, I'm playing with my food on this bitch ass nigga. Fuck this bitch ass nigga. Everyone tells me I should be a lineman. Well, if you're built like a fuck. Well, listen, I don't mean to potentially bully you in this moment. Are you built like? I smell some horseradish. What? I ain't fuck. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, I was the best thing since like, motherfucker. I was subpar to, on like the random day I'll have a decent game. Like, what the fuck? Why do you think I'm not in the NFL? I was subpar. I was like, okay, he's there to fill the roster, but on a random day he could have a semi-decent game. I'm being honest. They got people you ask, ooh, tell me about your time playing sports, and they'll pretend like they won every fucking award knowing full well they ain't touched the field. But back to you. If you're built like a fucking lineman, I say just start hitting the gym, bulk that fucking muscle up, and start fucking stiff arm and get a healthy diet going so you could build more muscle. Because I feel like if you got people telling you to be a lineman, you already as big as a fucking ox, so you might as well just bite the hand that feeds it. So you're D'Angelo Hall. I feel like this is... I feel... I'm bulky. I weigh 200 to 220. Oh, nigga, just build your muscle. Nigga, just build your muscle. You will be all right. You build your muscle, you could be a lineman. Nigga say, goddamn, 200 pounds is not big if you fucking work out. Now, there's 200 pounds of muscle, and then there's 200 pounds, which is like Milani and Janet. It's like, there's a difference. I gotta stop. Like, there's a different set of circumstances to being called like 200 or 220 pounds. There's like the muscle of it, and then like I thought he meant muscle. Oh well, see. Why did I catch strays? I need more people to bully. I need more people to bully. And I just like picked one of you out of the lineup. And Milani, you're in it. Janet was already gonna catch a stray at some point. It might as well just be now. I'm beating this motherfucker 31-0. I need him to give up. And it got a sack going. I need this motherfucker to give up.
Because I don't really care about either, but I'm more likely to make videos out of that guy. And whoever gets in the way of that, even if it's kids with cancer, fuck them.
Noah, do you not know cancer is bad? Are you
Whoa, kids with cancer? Wait, maybe I misheard that.
This guy, before I talk about cancer's bad. Because I don't really care about either, but I'm more likely to make videos out of that guy. And whoever gets in the way of that, even if it's kids with cancer, fuck them.
Noah, do you...
Jesus Christ. I say this every time I see Noah. I cannot do a stream where I see Noah and not mention it. He has not recovered from trying to falsely accuse a black person, a black woman, the most disrespected group in American history, of like being a coon. And like he caught so much flack for that.
Do you not know cancer
He's never recovered from that. I mean, he's never recovered from it.
is bad? Are you unaware? Oh, sorry guys, can't criticize Ian. There's this crazy disease nobody's heard of called cancer. This has been a disastrous event. It's worthy of criticism.
The way I see it is I think the common defense from the other side would be something along the lines of like, don't use charity as a shield. But I think they completely missed the point that it's like, it's not a shield. It's just like,
I guess. Thanks, Leon. Surprisingly never been bullied before. Yes, you have. Anyone who says they've never been bullied has been bullied, but the trauma of it has convinced them that, oh, everybody was just memeing for the joke. You've been bullied. But no, Janet, you're well respected around these parts. I'm just a guy who likes making the fun. I like making the subtle jab, but it's my brand. It's my brand of humor, Janet. Don't you worry. You're well respected.
Hurt me as much as you want. You know, it's basically saying like, you do not have a case. You are not winning. You are not hurting me. So you're trying to find other ways to hurt me. You are like, you're kind of by attacking this other thing, by triangulating this other thing, you are proving that nothing's working, you know?
Yeah.
And
oh man.
Yeah, oh man, that was completely retarded. Your own fighters are dropping out of the event. You think it's all malicious? They just want to hurt you? All of this genuine criticism is just a lie to you. Here's Wade, one of the commentators, talking about how misled he was.
You're telling people it's a charity event. Stop telling people that, because it's not what it is. That was the whole issue with the lack of communication behind number 1 and 2. That it's a charity event, charity event, charity event. It's not a charity event. It's a boxing event that you are perpendicularly associated.
Okay, but is smack talk actually bullying? Yes. Yes. That's the cop-out shit that leads to kids to shoot up schools. That is the cop-out that leads kids to start shooting up schools. Like, is smack talk bullying? Yes. I just need y'all to know that. No, there is no get out of jail free cards around here. That is indeed bullying.
Associating with a separate charity that has nothing to do with people buying the boxing event. I was a part of the event and didn't know any of this. I didn't know where money is going, outside of the fact that I was offered and said no.
Jayla Ray, one of the fighters, didn't understand that this wasn't a charity event.
Those of you that don't know, I'm going to be boxing in Creator Clash 3 in Tampa, Florida this June 28th. I'm very excited. You can grab your tickets now. In-person tickets are on sale and pay-per-view tickets are on sale as well. You can go grab pay-per-view tickets now. All proceeds from this event are going to stand up to cancer.
That is just not true. The proceeds are profit for the organizers. Only the Tiltify money goes to charity. What was Ian?
Tough. Why would I wait? So if the pretense that all of this shit was supposed to be going to time to ever loving fuck out. So me, casual viewer of like one of these creators that wants to know about this shit. You mean to tell me that y'all were hosting just like a fuck it boxing event where all the money was just going somewhere, and then like anything tiltified is going to charity? Like, so that means like good majority of this shit is going to fighters and not to no. Creator Clash was like this YouTuber social media influencer boxing event where a bunch of YouTubers and content creators boxed in a ring, apparently for charity. The first one was a success. The second one was a complete failure. And this third one that was originally, I think, supposed to be this month has turned into the ultimate disaster and PR nightmare for anybody. Would you rather donate to kids with cancer or millionaires? What a dilemma that I need y'all to understand. Hi, Angie. Oh, Angie, you want to see something? I know that sounds crazy to say out loud, but do you want to see what I did? I made my fucking... I made it the background of my PC. I finally changed my fucking thing. I changed my thing. I changed my fucking background on my computer. Oh. I changed my background on my computer. It only took like however long I've had this computer. But you know, the winners go the spoils.
Response in his newest video? Well, it's just a miscommunication.
I have felt extremely handcuffed by Creator Clash these past years because I'm not an expert.
Looks just like you. Thank you. I know. Don't I look pretty?
Communicator, and I don't know how to convey things, not over communicate, not do all these things that potentially put the event at risk and put other people at risk. And that's kind of why I wanted to step away from this event. It feels like it's inhibiting my ability, like the business side of things, like inhibits my ability to communicate openly and effectively, especially when there's so many people counting on me to, you know, do that well.
You don't have to be an expert communicator to let people know that this is a for-profit event. The new people that took over made it clear in just a few lines on the transparency page of the Creator Clash website. When things evolve, each new iteration is supposed to get better, like phones or tools, not Creator Clash. The fourth one's going to be held in
I mean, these phones are not getting better. Am I out of line for saying, like, technology-wise, we've kind of reached our peak? Like, am I out of line here? Like, technology-wise, we've reached the peak. Until we start getting, like, portable holograms, I feel like we're at our limit with, like, technology. Because everything's, like, the same, but in a different skin. Oh, but we have slight graphical upgrades. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. It's like, there's nothing of substance in your graphical upgrade. So it's like, what am I to do with this shit?
Ian's backyard. But the best example of evolution might be Extra Wallet. Extra is innovating the wallet game with a slim, slick design, a button that makes all your cards easily accessible, and a fine map.
Share. We weren't anticipating this event doing well. Like, we wanted to do well enough to pay back the investors, of course. So that's one of the reasons that we were, you know, okay with the profit share thing.
So you guys were expecting it to fail? That's why I think it's so cowardly you guys bailed out of this event. Doesn't it seem like he made this content cop to get bad press so he could drop out? It's interesting how it took till now for moves to be made to make sure this event isn't a complete financial failure.
But another part of it as well is that the contract wasn't structured in a way that the profit share could just directly go to charity. It was told to us, like, you could just donate your portion of the profit share to charity after the event. So we were like, okay, fine. And now I know some people will find it hard to believe that Anissa and I were just going to give our portion of the profit share to charity.
Yes, it's very difficult to believe in you, knowing what you've done for, like, the past month. To, like, actively fuck up a charity.
There's nothing I could really say to, I think, convince them otherwise. It was up to our discretion at the end of the day.
The reasoning is so weird. We took profit knowing that the event would fail, but if it somehow succeeded, we would donate that money anyway. You just have to trust us on that. Why not just have that in the contract? Instead of it going to you and Anissa, it goes to charity. Can it not be written in? Am I missing something? Brother, you and your wife aren't exactly known as honest people.
I'm very happy that, you know, this year money is being raised for charity, and I'm glad to know that it's already more successful than year two. Mission accomplished, as far as I'm concerned.
That money wasn't raised by you. It was raised by Hassan reacting to Ethan's content nuke. If you don't host your event at all, that money still goes to charity. You've done nothing.
Go figure. The white guy 8 years later is like, I think Anita Sarkeesian was kind of onto something. There's a lot of assholes on the internet, and they're kind of misogynistic too, I think.
It's crazy what a little CTE or the love of a woman will do to you.
Whenever you're around Anissa, you look like an abused dog.
I just want to ask you if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you, you've always had, like, IBS.
What? 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 Why is your wife dogging you for having irritable bowel syndrome? Like, get the divorce. What the fuck? What? Why is his wife dogging him?
You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not
always
gonna
had a cafe. Burton, has he always had IBS? Ian's just looking like a shriveled. You look like the grandma from SpongeBob. The chocolate grandma. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what's happening to Ian. He has zero...
I forgot to add the white people alert. Also, flag on the play, like personal information. Like, what the hell? What the fucky? Like, why sanction the dog? Like, what the why?
Confidence. He doesn't even know how to speak for himself anymore. His boxing coach is telling stories on how Anissa tells Ian when he's hungry.
One time we ended sparring, and afterwards everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry.
Do you feel like?
I mean, I feel like that. Great job being a responsible like guardian of your dog. But it's just like, what's wrong with that? Your spouse is hungry. I don't. Not his irritable bowel shit. Way different. I got irritable bowel syndrome shit. Way different than walking up to your fucking husband or wife and be like, "You hungry?" Maybe that motherfucker ain't eat. Like, shit.
Like I speak too much for you. Like in this.
I don't think so. You know me better than like I think it's a weird.
Seconds right ahead, Alex Masai.
Well, I shouldn't say it's weird. The reason Anissa does it is because typically, whatever the topic is, she's filling in the blank. Because I don't say it for myself. I think a lot of the times, you know, my head's in a different space.
You're not kind to yourself. You've never been kind to yourself, and you'll never share. Like if you're in a room with a bunch of people and people are talking about like what they accomplished or what they've done, you'll never ever speak up about that.
Does she change her diapers too? I don't know how much weight
I ain't gonna lie. Mentally, he's not in it. And you know what's crazy? That's how most men feel. It's Men's Mental Health Month, everybody. Just in case anybody wasn't aware. It's Men's Mental Health Month.
To put into what this guy's saying, maybe he's just angry and trying to get back at them for some reason. But now there's another story about Ian getting cucked, no meme.
I've heard is that she was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them.
Flag on the play. Cucking. Does anyone remember like one of the first streams I did on this channel where it was like, cucking will not be a part of my America? Why? This is my full circle moment. This is my full circle moment. Like, what the hell? Why is this topic always following me? I don't like when this topic follows me everywhere.
Because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then, even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
I want to say that. I want to say that before. So Anissa never gave shout outs to Michael training Ian at all, but she put out the first video of Ian like getting hit, rocked in sparring when Ian was sparring with her crush.
I ain't gonna lie. If I'm training to fight and my wife in the room and she posts on social media the video glazing the dude who just kind of knocked me out, man, get me the fuck out of here. I'm quitting. I'm going meet up with Aaron Rodgers and I'm going smoke crack in the woods. Like, I can't do it.
Her crush. Anissa allegedly flew out over 300 creators to the event with no requirement to promote it.
He's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that.
I keep forgetting that I have that shit as a fucking alert. What the fuck? Who is this? Who is this creature? Why is he in like the Keemstar old room? Did I miss something?
I don't think none of them needed to be in the dark about that, you know?
Also, Tyrese, I appreciate the $1.99. The cuck behavior is growing. Hey, man. Actually, no. No hey, mans. Cuck behavior is not my America. We got Elon and his bitch arguing with each other. Listen, I don't mean to deviate. Have you motherfuckers seen all like the cope of all these people talking about Trump and Elon? It can't just be these two largely egotistical people having like this back and forth spat. It can't be that. It's maybe this is all a ploy to get the Epstein files out. And when you say that and you remember that earlier in the year these motherfuckers did a PR stunt to show you a bunch of influencers on the conservative side with binders of Epstein information, and then they did nothing with it. And then 2 days later, they was mad at the blonde woman who has like press meetings every morning at the White House for not giving everybody everything. And then she's going on tour saying, oh, we gonna release it this day, we gonna release it that day, we gonna release it that day. The Republicans control like every branch of government right now. They could drop that shit right the fuck now. And boy, what a ploy. What a ploy to get the Epstein list out. Yeah, Trump's on it. We already know he's on it. We knew that before he was in office. We knew this already. We knew that. He's on it. Several people are on it. The problem is nobody knows what they were doing. And I've seen all the fucking weak-ass defenses. Well, if he's on it, that doesn't mean he did anything. So if Obama's on it, doesn't that mean we don't know what he was doing either? If the Clintons on it, don't that mean we don't know what they was doing on the island either? That Epstein list is like the biggest carrot dangled in front of my American people, and I don't like it. I don't like that that carrot is still in front of my American people. I don't like it. Y'all have had that carrot dangled in front of y'all for years, and it's getting worse. Because now you got people ready to start defending. Oh, well, we don't really know what he did on the island. They got pictures of that dude next to Epstein. They got audio recordings of Epstein talking about Trump in a positive light. And listen, I don't know what Trump did on there. I don't know what Trump did with this motherfucker. I don't know what any of these motherfuckers did. You know why I say that? Because while all that was going on, I was in school, or I was at work, or I was watching a cartoon, or playing a video game. I don't know what was going on at that time. I don't know what was being done. I don't know what was being said. And look, I don't think anything, if it were to come out, let's say they got audio and video recordings of these motherfuckers drinking blood and eating children on a plate, a la King Fritz in Attack on Titan style. None of these niggas going to jail. None of these niggas going to jail. These niggas are like the cream of the crop. They right below that tier of what you motherfuckers call the lizard people. They're not going nowhere. I'm never gonna forgive any of this shit. These motherfuckers hyped up releasing the Epstein logs. Also, I don't mean to deviate from my own deviation, but the god Kronos is in Ultimate Team. And he's not the only one. Not only the god Kronos, but Poseidon.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
And also Zeus. Zeus is in the game. Tyrese, I appreciate that too. Oh, the Tesla bot's gonna stop Elon from getting deported. You know it's crazy. They had people saying Elon should get deported for what he was tweeting. And when I put that fucking community post out there like an hour ago, hold on, I gotta show y'all. I'm so sorry for deviating this hard, but you subscribe to this channel for like the live version of me bullshitting. You subscribe to this channel for like the live version of me bullshitting. I put this in there because you know what? Out of all the people, I do feel bad for Tesla owners. Because now you already got your shit keyed by a bunch of leftists who a couple years ago thought it was real cool to have a Tesla, but now they don't. Now you potentially got to worry about some dumb fuck conservative be like, I hate what Elon said and I hate these cars. But the one comment I got, which made me just go, oh God, what country do I live in? Hold on, where's the thing? Wait a second here. Aren't you the guy who shits on people who send thoughts and prayers instead of meaningful actions? I could be mistaken, but I feel like it's you doing that now. Like, hey guys, I feel bad. Now, class, does anyone want to mention when I say the thoughts and prayers gimmick is absolutely meaningless? Don't answer that. I'll do it for you. During a school shooting. During a school shooting, you have people who send thoughts and prayers out, which equate to nothing. Buddy compared dead kids to cars. It's not feasible how slow one could choose to be at these random moments in time. My thoughts and prayers. Shut up. Fuck you. That thoughts and prayers shit is something I'm always going to make fun of. And also, there is no meaningful action behind getting mad at a car. There's no meaningful action behind any of this shit. Also, to bring it back to the topic, I understand that y'all like Elon or Trump or y'all like both of them. I'm gonna need y'all to like just concede that it's too there's one of you in here who likes Trump and Elon and you hate that they're arguing and they're making it a public spectacle. It don't matter which one of you. I'm not gonna make fun of you. You support who you support, whatever. I'm gonna just need you. If the one person in here who is a Trump supporter is one of the people that's like, it's all one big ploy and people are falling for it, I'm gonna need you to like curb your enthusiasm on this. Listen to me while I explain to you. You want me to believe that a group of people who spent an entire year discrediting a woman trying to become the president by saying all this shit, and for years saying women can't be leaders, they're too emotional. If we had a women president, we'd be in World War III, 4, 5, and 6 already. You want me to believe that after saying that, you got two old motherfuckers kicking their feet in the air saying, ooh, tweet this about me, no, tweet that about me. Do you know how stupid that sounds? So what I'm gonna need like everybody to do is just say, yeah, these two motherfuckers just going at it. They egotistical, like highly emotional, because we all emotional. And ain't they like 60 and 70? These are old men. These are great grandpas. Like, what the hell? Y'all gotta stop. I saw that all over, and I'm like, there's no way y'all actually are gonna sit here and make that type of excuse. Y'all gotta use y'all brains better than that. You have to. Y'all have to. Oh, I'm not forgetting that Trump-Biden debate. This could have been a DM. See, that's gay. But anyway, long tangent aside, also our truth came back.
Sales were behind and they were still spending money.
But they were honest about the fact that they were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like
those decisions, the gala decisions were made while in the red.
Yes,
I have no shot about that.
First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators and flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back.
Ian can't edit a video anymore, so he flies out Twitter editors.
And then the second year, they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew a lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Fraudy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
That's insane.
And Fraudy had told us that he was there to salvage the documentary.
Ian and Anissa haven't responded to these latest allegations, but they did defend their tattoos. Priorities.
Cool. It doesn't really matter what I do because I'll always stay stuck as a fool. I'll never be cool.
It really is remarkable how everything Ian says is projection. Donut Operator revealed in his podcast that Ian stopped talking to him because he made an OnlyFans joke.
He went to a range day with me one time. Like, we used to talk a lot about content creation and stuff. And COVID rolls around, I get bored at home, so I make an OnlyFans where I'm showing my meat.
Really?
And, well, basically, I'm taking a steak and I'm rating a steak.
Unfunny joke. Show me that dick.
See, that's the reaction that you're supposed to have. Genius.
I thought it was funny. So I'd be wearing like just an apron. Of course, I'm wearing like boxers underneath. And I'd reach down and be like, "This is my OnlyFans," and this is an A5 Wagyu.
Does any of you do like any of you remember when not Idubbbz, when Markiplier made an OnlyFans? Boy, 2020 inspired some shit.
Down the street, and I would talk about it, and I sent it to Ian, and he got mad and called me and like said I was making fun of Anissa, and like I wasn't. I just thought it was a funny bit because I was sitting at home during COVID. And
You'll never understand what it's like to be an ally.
Of course you remember that. Of course. I also remember 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Like, I'm sorry that I didn't spend my time being excited that, oh my God, I whiffed that. I'm sorry I didn't spend my time being excited every single fucking day of the week that EDP got caught trying to shit on a kid's neck or whatever the fuck he got caught with.
Yeah, he like said stuff like that. I haven't talked to him since. That was like 5 years ago.
Over that?
Yeah, and I've like texted him and tried to reconnect with him. He just won't talk to me anymore.
Ian's response is to say, conveniently leaving out that your girlfriend at the time was pursuing OnlyFans, but you were too pussy to deal with the criticism, so you made a parody account. No, I don't want to be friends with a coward. How is any of that a relevant response? Should Donut Operator have uploaded a video like you did, talking about how intelligent he is for letting his wife do OnlyFans?
I couldn't afford the calendar. I could. And that's another taste of Leon lore.
But I'm cool with it. You do realize there are guys out there in private right now jacking off to your girlfriend. But I guess it's out of sight, out of mind, it's not a problem.
Yeah, Ian wants to see it.
Let me have my hope, all right? I want to believe he's too intelligent for this. Intelligence has nothing to do with it. But I will say this. If you want to retain hope that I'm intelligent, this is the most intelligent thing I've probably ever done. Is revealing this side of me.
The bar's real low, huh? Bro's only real world experience was working at Legoland. This man just said it was the most intelligent thing he's ever done. Donut Operator, you're missing out. You could be Ian. The content cop has been nothing but a failure. It's done harm to everyone associated with Ian, so the new narrative is to hide behind the dead bodies of Palestinians. Act as if the content cop was about Israel-Palestine the whole time.
I even hate calling it drama, because at the end of the day, it was you kind of taking a stand of being pro-Palestine. I don't think that's drama necessarily, but the way that they have handled talking about this, people like Ethan and some people on Twitter that cover this make it about themselves so often when that's not what any of this is about, you know, like...
I'm sorry that I'm such a nasty person who just wants to roll around in the shit.
There's people in Palestine dying every fucking day. I think over the weekend, just on Saturday alone, like over 100 people were bombed and killed.
I can show your tattoos in all of their glory, or I can show that your tattoo made it to the top of awful taste but great execution subreddit.
What was the, like, impulse to finally take a stand?
Yeah, well, I think Ethan made it really fucking easy for me. I think, honestly, the only, like, thing that made me like second guess any of it was like how it affects like other people.
Ethan was mad because people were calling CPS on his children, and the content cop was acting like Ethan was lashing out for no reason. But now that Ian's criticized, suddenly he's a big advocate for Palestine. The only time he talked about it is when he said Anissa's half Irish and half Lebanese, so that makes her an expert.
Remember when Adam22 was doing cuck behavior? Yeah, didn't we fucking reference that just like 20 minutes ago? Because cucking will not be a societal norm in my country. It will never be.
I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide.
Oh my God, will you people stop? Okay, none of you know this because you're not endowed into this stupid line of fucking thinking as I am. But currently on the social medias, there is a big kerfuffle in the online leftist space where like a bunch of people, it's the Unfuck America tour. I've talked about this at least 4 times. They're trying to convince people that now, after like a full week of discrediting a bunch of people, that they're back and they're ready to start following Charlie Kirk around to try to get him to debate and show everyone that no one knows what they're talking about while the fucking Republicans won because Trump's in office. This one creator, I don't know what, I think she's like a former veteran. No, I think she is a veteran. Former active duty service member to our country is getting chewed out for either being a racist or condoning racist actions. And so for like the past 3 live streams, she's just had her black wife behind her. I'm not racist. Look what I'm getting fucked by. Look what I'm scissoring. And to me, I just love every second of it.
The part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out.
Who cares? Black people have suffered the most.
Out of Israel.
When called out for this by the entire internet, Ian acts like he's above it all.
Yeah, I'm like definitely a loser to like a huge swath of people online.
Yeah.
Everyone's a loser to somebody online, Ethan. You're not special. You're just the person we're calling the loser now. Like, I'm a loser, but I admit it. I'm a loser who enjoys time with himself. And while that sounds like a masturbation joke, it's not. It's like, you got to be comfortable. You got to be comfortable with who you are, and a lot of people aren't. That's why they put a mask over themselves. That's why you got a bunch of people who just like try to pretend. They fake it till they make it. And the problem is a lot of them don't make it. So they're just stuck not making it and being in this bubble where they just sit there for the rest of their life being something that they're not. Because they had it in their mind, hey, maybe this could net me some type of positive. Sure hope you're getting paid for all these ad interruptions. Of course I am. They all come back to me. Of course I am. And any YouTuber telling you, oh my God, I don't know what's going on, they're lying to you. They set it up that way. They set up the ads so that they could get aggressively implemented in the live stream. And I believe I have set it up to be aggressive as well. I would tell you oops, but hey, it's either I tell you the truth or I lie to you. Which one do you want? I'm pretty certain you want the truth. Call me stupid, but I feel like every century has its period of one race being oppressed, and they say that they're the most oppressed of all time. See, I would believe that if it wasn't for my black people being the number one oppressed group of all time, baby. We can't be beat. We can't be beat. We can't be beat. We're always going to be oppressed, baby. Even when the Latinos are getting deported and they want us, they want our help. And it was like, you Latinos for Trump. Remember that? God, I hate the vast majority of people who speak about politics. I hate the vast majority of people who talk about politics, because the problem with people is that they want the world they want the world to be like this finite cataclysm of just information that goes their way and their way only, and it's just not possible. Also, I think I fixed the combined chat, so the Twitch people could say hi to the YouTube people again, even though I done my best to segregate you. I've tried to bring segregation back, and I failed. Hi, Gaming Witch. Fuck you. Stop. Soggy, stop that. Be nice. Be nice. Be copacetic. Be copacetic.
And it's like, I don't really care to be a winner in their eyes.
I don't care.
Oh, I gotta kind of reconcile with my past moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I relate in that way, but then I also relate in the way that it's hard. It's hard to be funny, and I can tell that bro really like admires like a lot of these comedians that he's had on his show. I think he wants to, be something special. I think he wants to be an entertainer, but like it's gonna take a lot of fucking like pain and hurt to actually discover who the fuck you are, because I don't think he knows who he is.
Twitch people, how tight are y'all's bussies? Like, what? See, this is why I never multi-streamed. That's why I never multi-streamed right there.
To be honest, like
it wasn't overnight. Like,
we have the tightest, but what the?
Me getting my confidence back. And I'm still probably not all the way there, but
This guy projects more than a movie theater. Yeah, Ethan should have followed your podcast format, where you hide all your new episodes on Patreon. They figured out a way to argue that them making boring content.
All I need is like one more friend, because I got Della, I got Skelly, I got Chicky. Gara's gonna get the game. I need like one more sucker. That way I have like an infinite rotation of people I could play Guilty as Sock with. Well, I really don't need it, because I'm pretty sure like Della and Skelly got people who could play the fucking game. they got people. Because Guilty as Sock is like so fun. Peachy needs a new PC. Peachy. Oh, by the way, everybody say congratulations to Peachy. She got a new job. Celebratories for the Peachy. Just simple celebratories for the fucking Peachy. She got a new job. And now she's trying to save money. Isn't that the best part about becoming an adult? Saving that money. Chill out with the J word, Unc. I wish I knew what you meant. I wish I knew what J word. Jew? Junkie? Jehovah's Witness? What it is? What J word? What J word? Put it down, bitch ass nigga.
Content somehow makes them a better person. I've subscribed to
Are these the same people who shit on blacks and make them seem stupid? If you're talking about like Idubbbz, no. I think he's one of those people who really wants you to know that he loves black people. Now, if you're talking about Noah Samson, the answer is a resounding yes. Job? A job! Hey, around these parts, none of you are afraid of a job. You understand me? You are all functioning adults or soon to be functioning adults who are excited about the prospect of a job. Hi, Kyram. Hi, Kyram. I hope you're doing well. You fiendish, devilish individual. Spin move, bitch. Cry about it.
their Patreon, and their podcast was so mundane I couldn't bother to slog through it. This was the highlight.
I would say there's some options that you don't think about as existing, especially when you're younger. I didn't think about how I could put an egg in my ramen.
Yeah.
I never considered that.
Yeah.
And it always felt like it was a little bit like lacking something. Like I wanted to put something like cheese in there.
Mhm.
But Fluffy put me on to putting an egg in there. I mean, he chefed it up quite a bit. He like would go through the effort of like cutting up some green onions and stuff.
Yeah.
and putting
Oh,
it in
wow.
there.
He was really chefing it up.
Yeah, I think he wanted to do more. And I think that's, to be honest, what a lot of like, I think that's such a positive avenue for people who are struggling with their weight.
How are they morally grandstanding on getting less views? They act like Ian's video saved the sex industry.
The OnlyFans should happen, and everybody was shitting their pants about me having an OnlyFans. There were some content creators that suggested to Ian, like, the move
Money get Hellcat, money get house. That's the right attitude to have.
is to make your own
Days never finish. My saga got me working.
OnlyFans and go in there.
Sunday master set me free. I need to be housed. I need to be caged.
And fucking just start posting on OnlyFans and make it a big joke. And, like, that's what people want to see. That's what's going to be entertaining. And, like, yeah, we understand what the, like...
You know what? I don't care about the copyright. For like the past 2 days, I've been enjoying like a snippet of music, and I'm just gonna let it play if I can find the full thing on YouTube. Copyright be damned. I don't care. I'm not arguing with the beast. I'm not arguing with the beast known as copyright. You out of your mind. Hello, Mello. I don't think I could. Oh, I think this is it. Nope, that's not it. I can't find just the audio. I'm devastated. I can't find just the audio. It's making me feel ways about my body, and I don't like it. I don't like feeling ways about my body that aren't of my own control. Hopefully no takedown. It really, videos never get taken down. I just get that fucking email saying, hey buddy, no ads for you. No ads for you today, bud. I know you really might have wanted them, but no. I can't find it. Fucking. I'm not too dismayed. I don't want to play like the trailer. Is this it? Hold on. Let me mute this to see if it is. It's not. At this point, should I feel sorry for Idubbbz? It's up to you if you choose to feel sorry for anybody in your life or outside of your life. I can't tell you yay or nay to that assessment. All I could do is tell you, do whatever your heart desires. Damn it, I can't find it. They can't take down the sexually black. Yeah, they absolutely can. They absolutely can. And you know what? It's fine. Especially when I deserve it. I needed that new Dan Bob to go in my Idubbbz drama. It's not even the new Dan drama. But I did hear that one. At least you know I heard that one. I'm pissed off because right now, like, they're showing, like, I think the first 3 episodes or the first 2 of the new season of Dandy Dan in movie theaters, and there are no theaters near me that are fucking showing it. Fuck!
Politically correct, not politically correct. The strategically correct move is, but for in that instance, for the sex working community, that would harm them so like
the sex working community.
So much more than like it would help us.
That's the biggest frustration is that people don't really. It's like I'm the one who made all of these videos in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I understand the game.
Yeah.
Like of course, like the suggestion of like making the OnlyFans thing a joke.
Yeah.
Like that was like that's so obvious to do that.
Yeah.
But the people who suggested that shit to me are fucking losers. If you're watching this, you're a fucking loser.
Oh no, this guy thinks I'm a loser.
I'm gay.
Who would have thought that this would have been the peak of Ian's career? The biggest cope in Ian's video was him saying tons of people agree with him. They just didn't leave a comment or make a video because they're too busy.
I think all of the people who are like, who is like literally winning the argument and who is like presenting a better case. I think a lot of those people are just silent. You know, at most they're clicking like on a video, but they're not gonna fucking put in like the labor to like make sure their guy wins or their girl wins. You know, they're just gonna fucking kind of move on because they got a life.
He's trying so hard to convince himself.
I'm allergic to take a shower because I work in like 3 hours and still on my way. Look at you, fucking dirty and lurking. If you need to figure out how to set up a multi-stream, I could send you videos, you fucking clod. Because everyone should just give up and start multi-streaming. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna get back into streaming on Kick. Why? Just for the vibe. Just for the vibe. Maybe there's somebody on Kick who wants to see that variation of Leon in a live setting. Even though I've publicly scrutinized Kick for still being in beta, which is impossible.
Selfies in the right.
Know that other commentary channels, regular people.
Did you see the new game where you steal stuff from museums just to return the artifacts to the original owners? No. Sounds like it could be fun. But I'm disappointed that I've gone this whole weekend of like game announcements and I still haven't seen anything of Little Nightmares 3. I'm about to commit crimes against humanity.
When they're trying to get a temperature check about how people feel about this, they're gonna like, you know, if the like dislike isn't giving them much of a vibe, they are gonna go to the comments and they are going to use that as a template for how they should feel about it. Not in all cases, but, you know, they want to have an understanding. They want to be tapped in because I think a lot of people that is like it's important. You know, I want to know what people are thinking about a video. But I think there's a big force of really loud people in the comments and they scare people away. And especially if it's brigaded fast and quickly, like within the first 24 hours of it being uploaded.
Or maybe it's because your videos.
I got to get to class. I'm going to lurk for a while. Bitch, it's Sunday. What the hell? Class you got? What the hell? You must be one of them you must be one of them motherfuckers who work a trade, because what the hell is Sunday, the day of rest?
Sucks, but let's let him cook.
There's been a lot of people to put out commentary videos about Ethan and they go bye-bye.
Like who?
Like they're like, this, I do not want the smoke, I do not want the heat. And even if it's like not genuine at all, it's like there are people out there in different communities that are like, I'm gonna get on this shit and I'm going to make them feel like the internet's against them, and this is the fucking end of their career.
Bro, just name somebody.
Which videos are? I mean, do any come to mind specifically?
I mean, I think the left or the snark, the HV snark has like kept track of them.
Oh god, you could have just said Leafy, and somebody would have agreed. It probably would have been wrong, but somebody would have agreed. Jesus Christ, was it that hard?
There was like one smaller commentary channel. I think they may have focused on like fucking. Like Ethan's topics, or Ethan talking about Markiplier, maybe? I'm not sure what it was specific.
He talking about Markiplier? What? He can't name anybody, and motherfuckers ate that up like, oh, I remember that.
But that one got nuked. There was a woman who made one. Oompaville was another one.
We got one name and it's Oompaville. Now, I like Oompaville, but he prefaced his video by saying, I don't know anything about the drama, I'm not going to look into it any farther, and he just sided with Ian on most things. He just says, I don't know the whole time.
I don't know. I really don't know the point of this video. I don't know what's going on. But it's very epic, though.
Okay.
A lot of calling out of hypocrisy, but everyone's always hypocritical. If you're speaking and you're critiquing things and you're judging people, you're always going to be hypocritical, no matter what. Like, it's not possible to not do that.
I don't know what that means.
Apparently, Denim's, I don't know if this is true, I'm not going to fact check it, but this seems like...
Incredible. Hey guys, I'm gonna watch the Idubbbz video, and I'm gonna pretty much take all of it as fact, whatever Idubbbz says, and then any criticism though, I'm pretty much just not gonna fact check it. It's pretty cool, man. I love it.
When people pointed out how lazy his video was, he co-posted by saying he touches too much grass. Dude, you only had to watch like 20 minutes of the H3 podcast to get his side of things. Is that too much work for you?
Or you could just not watch it. Like, there's like the weirdest scenario under the sun, which people never want to fucking admit to, where they're not really interested in the thing. They're just doing it because it's like a popular thing to talk about. And in my experience, that ultimately shows who pays attention and who doesn't. Because when you're somebody who actually cares, you know what? For this fucking topic, Willy cares. Nicholas DiOrio cares. These are people who dedicate time to caring about this shit to some effect. But then there are people, I'm guessing like Oompaville, who will and their way through the conversation just to squeak by that runtime. Just to make just enough. My professor has weekend lectures. Ha! What a actual smart indicator of society and the societal norms predated by a bunch of people who are too lazy to operate on any given day of the week. I actually like that. I'm actually for it. He's gonna quit, or at least I think he's gonna quit. He may not. We may just sit here in abject silence.
Post interesting. Remove today's video. Why? Because I felt like it. I'm gonna start doing that more. I'm married. I can do whatever I want. Okay. Also, a lot of people expected a lot of research and taking it very seriously, and I can't do that while maintaining a positive mental state and touching grass and remaining employed. So I'm sorry.
He made a video that sucked and was called out for missing basic things like CPS getting called. But that's the only way you can think this content cop was good, is if you're missing context. Ian's newest video is on how he doesn't like concern trolling.
Ultimately, concern trolling is just saying something in bad faith. It's very similar to tone policing or sea lining,
which is so ironic.
I don't know what any of those words mean. I do know that you suck. And aren't you the one? Didn't you tone police Ethan by saying, hey, maybe one day when you get your head on straight, we could be friends again and all this shit? Didn't you do that? Didn't you do the thing?
Ironic, because all he did his entire video was concern troll Ethan and crazy makeup. Now, Ethan famously has Tourette's, so what's the most empathetic couple on YouTube tweet out now that he's become their enemy? Drugs? Okay, it's time for loved ones to step up for real. Parents, partners, someone. I'm saying this so genuinely. It's okay to ask for help. Please get help. I criticized Oompaville earlier in my video for chiming in without looking into anything. But that's the entire strategy Idubbbz, Hassan, and Denim's entirely operate with. You lie, and then you lie to get out of the lie while continuing to lie. And then you convince everyone who doesn't know what's going on that your critics are pro-genocide and are just crazy. The streamer watched an out-of-context TikTok thinking Denim's getting called a waiting room was because she wasn't pregnant.
But just some of the stuff he says about women, too. I genuinely don't know how anybody even wants to work for him at this point. It's like actually insane. He's like, what did that he say? I saw some clip of him saying something about a woman, waiting room. He called her a waiting room because she hasn't had kids yet, huh?
Denim's gets called a waiting room because people wait in her stream until Hassan starts. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. But Ethan's sexist now, and everyone who watched these TikToks, even me, Canyon, who's just trying to be down the middle, is helping Hassan because this is not a down the middle drama.
I don't think that either side's really that fucking, that fucking.
Oh my god, what? Why is the guy who made the fucking "Do I look like a real boy, Papa"? Why is he giving his fucking opinion on some shit that ain't got nothing to do with him? Why is the guy who turned Bugs Bunny into a creepypasta who says, "You got a tight little man and pussy on you, don't you? It stinks. Nice and good." Why is he giving his what? What? This is not Nirvana. This is not Nirvana. Well, my ears are traumatized now. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you something to be traumatized by. Where is that fucking video?
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
What's up, Doc?
You got a tight little man pussy on you, don't you? Oh, it stinks. Nice and good.
Now, I want you to imagine. Why is it so loud? Why would it not be?
Ow! You're hurting me!
This little rabbit's hopping down the old bunny trail.
Like, you could imagine, like, I want you to imagine the guy who's doing the voices for all of this, giving his opinion on Israel and Palestine.
Please let me go, Mr. Bunny.
Looking like a double-wide surprise. God damn.
For a fucking moment. Like, understand why I think some people should not be speaking. Everything don't need to be spoken about. Everything don't need to be spoken about.
Great, if I'm being honest. I feel like there's a lot of oopsie daisies, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. The problem is he can never say that he's wrong about anything. That's
I can't imagine getting CPS called on me and my family, and a bunch of people online who don't have children are telling me, LOL, cope seething malt. Like, will you please stifle your own creativity?
That is the biggest. That's the biggest problem with all of these people. Nobody can just be like, nah, I don't know. It is fucked up. This is fucked up. I shouldn't be overreacting to this.
I agree that this is a problem online, but it doesn't apply to Ethan in this drama. He's the only one that has corrected information when he's wrong.
Let me respond. I agree with you. I think that my characterization of it as a utopia, like in that moment, was distasteful, and I wish that I had said that differently. And I see that it came off bad. It came off bad, and I was wrong on that one. I totally agree. Watching that clip back, I'm regretful about how I spoke about it. And I think I did say.
Do any of you feel like you're a double wide? Never mind.
That, and I think that was wrong. I was incorrect.
Yeah, you said that numerous times. You actually said you ChatGPT'd against AB when AB was like, I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, by the way, that's something I looked into, and I was actually wrong about that for sure.
But Hassan and these other people will lie and then continue to double down on it. Some of these lies go back over 3 years. I've documented this forever. But one that I think is particularly relevant is that Ethan is this ultra-Zionist genocide defender. Sometimes it's because he doesn't cite an exact figure.
You compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war.
The figure he cites is wrong. It's just wrong. Credible estimates have placed the full scale of the slaughter in Gaza at over 65,000 deaths due to traumatic injury alone.
But when Ethan's video came out, this was a common estimate given by outlets. Another time, Hassan disagreed with one of the 2 organizations that Ethan donated money to.
His organization that Ethan donated to and urged his fans to donate to is not a fucking charity. They gave money directly to the Atlantic Council under the false notion that they were giving money to a Palestinian charity.
But if you watch the original broadcast, this guy's completely transparent.
I work at the Atlantic Council, where I am a resident senior fellow, but also I run Reline for Palestine through the Atlantic Council. And
Now look. Y'all about to see if I can get a trick play off. Now say it with me. Hickory dickory. We got some trickery. Oh, we got it. Oh, no. No. Fuck it. I'm ignorant enough to do it again.
And I have we have like our own standalone website, relineforpalestine.org. There is a donate button. And yeah, so like certainly folks can donate
hickory,
there. But also, I would encourage folks to consider that the World Food Program has a Gaza Appeals page that is dedicated just for, I'm going to give you the page that is dedicated for sending food just for Gaza.
Thought I could, hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, still shame on you. Fuck you. I'm never admitting when I'm wrong. I'll never admit when I'm wrong.
Not even advocates for the same charity they promoted.
Yeah, the World Food Program is one of the actual humanitarian foundations that they link.
So Hassan mischaracterizes this entire situation and then crashes out partially because Gila describes people living in Gaza as Gazans.
It's really crazy how Hassan just doesn't want us to help Gazans. Oh my God. Oh, they're so gross, dude. They're such disgusting genocidal propagandists. Oh my God. Oh, it's crazy how Hassan doesn't want us to help the Palestinians. Wait, did she even say Palestinians? Hold on, maybe she did.
It's really crazy how Hassan just doesn't want us to help Gazans.
Oh, she didn't even say Palestinians. She said Gazans. Yeah. Here, another great way to figure out Ahmed Al-Khatib being a bad faith actor is that he calls himself a Gazan American. He doesn't even call himself a Palestinian American.
Why is he making it a big deal? The coverage he watches does it every day.
The Gazans. Thousands of starved Gazans.
The future of Gazans.
Gazan children. They're pressuring the Gazans. Displaced Gazans. Hassan has tweeted it several times. Hassan himself has described Palestinians living in Gaza as Gazans.
There are definitely a lot of Israelis that do want the Israeli civilians to die, and certainly the Gazan civilians to die as well. The Gazans did not have access. Oh, she didn't even say Palestinians. She said Gazans. Oh, they're so gross, dude.
But the
more by this count, a lot of dead Palestinian, Gazan, African American, whatever other fucking word y'all got, just all in it forever and all the times. They're always gonna be in it forever.
Biggest sin Ethan committed was not liking a slogan.
You were talking about from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And
so like at worst, the worst interpretation of that would be like someone like Hamas or Hezbollah or like terrorist organizations who are like, yeah, we want to actually kill everybody there. That's the worst interpretation of it. I know that there's a lot of people, obviously, vast majority of people who do say that don't want to kill all the Jews there, right?
They're such disgusting genocidal propagandists. Oh my God.
Does he really deserve that label? I'm sure there's plenty of things to criticize Ethan for, but these people are labeling him as something that he's not. He agrees with them on all the biggest points.
And the government of Israel is a colossal failure.
I don't mean to dismay anybody from all this talk about Gazans and Palestinians, but I do hope everyone stays safe during hurricane season. And considering how it seems like every fucking day there's a new thing about FEMA. yeah, I feel like we're gonna be in for a bumpy ride this hurricane season.
Netanyahu's a war criminal, a fucking psycho. Into the genocide happening by settler fucking lunatics, and they're hellbent on.
I remember one day somebody just like saying, "Leon, your voice puts me to sleep. I love your voice." And then I randomly screamed and it woke them up, and they were very upset at me. And I could not have laughed any harder on the inside.
On genocide, frankly, overtly. They've committed.
I am aware that I have the vocal ability to put people to sleep. But I am also aware. How did I miss that tackle? Oh, give me a rim job.
There are tons of war crimes in Gaza, including the killing of children, obviously, because Gaza is one of the most densely populated places in the world.
Speaking of killing children, Simone Biles and Riley Gaines back and forth shows me who pays attention to what, and it's very interesting, at least to me. I said this yesterday, but I'll repeat it again. People are trying really hard to make Riley Gaines better than Simone Biles, and it's not working when you factor in like Simone Biles got 11 medals in the Olympics. Riley Gaines got none. Riley Gaines' claim to fame is being mad that women and a trans woman beat her. When I first heard about Riley Gaines, I'm thinking to myself, all right, she had an opportunity to like qualify and it got taken away because of a trans person. This bitch came in 5th. This bitch tied for 5th. So even if the transgender wasn't there, this bitch is still a loser. And it's like, while I understand the issue of trans men being in women's sports and how it's unfair in scenarios because genetics and strong and all that, when I find out that this bitch lost anyway to other like biological women, it's like, all right, I hear you, but I'm gonna laugh too. It's like, you lost. I can't get that pick. I can't get that pick. It's like, you lost. Cool. Everybody loses. But you have made this your whole identity to where I don't think people know that you were still probably not qualifying anyway. What, you wanted to not qualify the regular way? I mean, I guess, sure, halitosis, but fuck, bro.
I've told myself all the way to,
is her husband still getting deported? What the fuck? I don't know.
Outright saying that it's apartheid, that it's
Did I miss anything? Nah, you didn't miss too much. We just started.
Genocide that the Israeli government is committing. Happening in Gaza is a terrible humanitarian crisis that we should all care about. If you're pro-genocide, then we're definitely gonna have a disagreement.
Bro, all of these comments on every video call him a genocide supporter because he doesn't like every single thing these guys say and do.
I don't know what's going on. But ever since October 7th, it's like I'm nothing more or less than a Zionist genocide supporter. Nothing.
Genocidal propagandist. Oh my God.
At what point are they just slandering him? And the most cowardly part is they hide behind the dead bodies of Palestinians to avoid any accountability on this.
It's also wild because the political content creator in question is an anti-genocide content creator, and the arguments they're attacking him for are anti-genocide arguments. So these creators, they're positioning themselves in opposition to him.
You've been streaming for 1 hour? No, I haven't. Well, I have. Jeez. I have to give myself a celebratory jerk of the meat. Because I told myself last year, stream more consistently. And I feel like I did that. Now the gimmick this year is stream longer. And I feel like on the rare occasion, I've done that. On the rare instance. Because, I go for maybe like 2 hours here and then maybe an extra hour on Twitch because I'm a masochist. Bro can't tell time. But at least I'm trying to tell time. At least I'm putting forth my best work ever. But you know what? It's fine.
And his arguments de facto positioning themselves on the pro-genocide side. Anti-genocide is pro-genocide. It's quite the precarious predicament they've placed themselves in.
He's twisting himself into a pretzel trying to explain it. You can't criticize Hassan, otherwise you're pro-genocide. It's so stupid. I watched Noah Samson's most recent video about Ethan Klein and Mudahar suing him for defamation, and I was blown away when I heard his explanation for why Mudahar is pro-genocide. It's because he criticized Hassan for his Houthi interview. One of the worst interviews in all of YouTube. I have an entire video on it. Go watch it.
Does he know what One Piece is?
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No, One Piece.
Technically, yes, but not in the way like you would think, buddy. Oh my God, Patrick! Why did you fumble? Get me out of here. I lost. He beat me. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
This is an anime.
Luffy? Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes.
He hasn't spent.
Imagine if I asked Osama bin Laden if he was a fan of the Denver Broncos. Like, do you understand what would happen?
Much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did cloth with them, and he danced to music with them, and he was vibing, so he likes them. Yeah.
So I mean, what? That's so crazy. So they're just fucking chilling with the captains. Like, I don't understand.
To be clear, we're talking about a man they took hostage.
America's like America's like blowing them up while they're just like doing cat and fucking chilling with the captains. Like, how does he feel about that? Isn't that fucking crazy? Like, I don't know how to describe it.
They essentially claim, we couldn't have possibly supported a genocide because elsewhere we have said that we don't. We said that genocide is bad, so we are exempt from any criticism for any other things we may have said that do actually support a genocide. For this point, one of the quotes that they cite is Mutahar saying, "I'm not afraid to say that genocide is wrong." Wow, how brave of you, Mutahar.
He feels like...
I mean, what else is a motherfucker supposed to say? You want a motherfucker to go to Gaza and Palestine and be like, I don't like this. The fuck else are they supposed to do? You daft bastard.
He has to say that because you keep saying otherwise.
Aside from that being just false, Mutahar stayed silent on Gaza throughout the entirety of the genocide until it was time to join his friends on a Hassan bad smear campaign. If that's not fear, I don't know what you'd call it other than, I guess, cowardice.
That's it? Muta didn't make a video on the conflict? Pro-genocide. Muta criticized Hassan? Pro-genocide. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought Muta was a Canadian YouTuber. Didn't realize he was the Prime Minister of Israel. This is the propaganda machine at work. Lie about people who criticize you. When you get called out, crazy make them. Support people who dox or falsely called CPS on them. Then when they respond to that, concern troll. Hide behind the dead bodies of children. Act above it all, even though they instigated it. That way everyone who's not paying attention will think you're the rational one. It's really dangerous to conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, but it's completely acceptable to conflate criticizing Hassan with being pro-genocide. I'll probably get blamed for killing an entire school bus worth of children for uploading this YouTube video.
I mean, you are white, so there's always the pretense that we might be scared that you shoot up a school. Or touch a kid, Willy. And your name is Willy, so it doesn't really save you.
What you're doing with your platform is entirely negative against pro-Palestinian voices. Yeah, of course people are going to think you're fucking anti-Palestine. And I personally think that too. I do think that. The fact that while Israel is doing a genocide, a lot of these people have shifted their priority directly to drama slop and to attack people who call out Israel's genocide. We'll never fucking forget these monstrous pieces of shit for looking at a situation like the one happening, the one unfolding in Gaza, and choosing to never say anything about it, only to then make these fucking drama videos to call out the people who call out the Israeli government.
I mean, buddy, you're expecting people who make videos on pedophiles to have in-depth analysis about war. Of course, the only time they're going to bring this shit up is when a political streamer is being buddy-buddy with a fucking terrorist. Might I just ask everyone to say hello? Like, this is ridiculous.
That's what you choose to do after 12 months, 13 months, 14 months of genocide. Then you are less than nothing to me. Tens of thousands of children fucking destroyed.
And if they're less than nothing, don't respond to them. Don't give them what they want, Hassan. They want you to speak. They want you to motherfucking dot, bitch boy. They want you to speak. They want you to give them the ammunition. What happened? Why did my shit stop? Oh.
For the first time. Woke up, okay? Immediately grabbed her son. Started running out of the house. And in the process, didn't realize that her son felt a little bit lighter. He turned back around and saw that it wasn't her son that she was holding. It was simply her son's arm. Okay? That is the daily reality for Palestinians.
He's using a dead kid to shield valid criticism. It's so gross.
He just uses being pro-Palestine as a way to try to dance on this fucking tightrope where he gets to say whatever the fuck he wants.
That's you.
Everything intended to be found out about it. Everything I find out about Hassan has been forced. Hey! You might be right about that. Don't worry, I'm about to force feed you something else in a couple seconds.
These people want diplomatic immunity. Can't criticize Hassan because he's
This is something even dumber than using dead kids to shield from criticism.
critical of Israel. Can't criticize Ian because he runs a for-profit charity.
Ian is the only person who gets a pass for torpedoing his own admission, torpedoing a charity event. Why are we giving Ethan a pass?
I need y'all to understand my disdain for this individual. Like, I want y'all to know that if we as in black people, if we ever end up as slaves again, I'm pinning it on him. This guy is a stain to my black community. The reason why all you fucking white people have black fatigue is because of people like, goddamn, Sean DeBlack.
For saying he wants the charity event to fail, effectively getting the charity event to fail and to postpone, and for the original creators to divest from.
Nothing is ever these people's fault. Hassan can't get stopped at an airport without blaming his critics.
These fucking dumbass slop tubers are actually playing with fucking fire. And I even thought about not even mentioning this because I was like, I don't want to give him any sort of like power over the situation. But like,
and you did.
The reality of the matter is 100% the Trump administration is inadvertently working with a lot of these fucking dipshits. These dipshits are playing a formative role in getting people in trouble with the law.
This guy.
Do you think President Obama would look at Nicholas the Oreo and say, Nick, why don't you tell me about this Hassan fella?
I realize so much in this video. It's comical. These people are such spurgs. Ryan Beard announces that he's criticizing Ethan in an upcoming video, and Hassan tries to gatekeep it. If you're a YouTube content creator who hasn't said dick about Israel-Palestine, and you're only now starting to let your critical positions on Israel be known.
Why do we know about Ian shitting in a broken vault? Huh? Talk about knowing shit against my will. I ain't know that. Oh.
After 19 months of genocide, since it's no longer going to cause you severe career penalties, and you spent a moment finger wagging at people who have been correct the entire time, I will absolutely come after you. So you just argue with people that agree with you. Argues with Ethan, argues with Ryan. I will absolutely come after you. You aren't gonna do shit. Oh no, Hassan's gonna react to Ben Empanado watching somebody else's video, and then get up and leave halfway through. I have a lot more to say about Hassan, but that'll be part of a much bigger video. So subscribe to the channel and buy your dad a wallet.
Everyone give Willy your willies so that he could drop them on your willies. All right. Now, usually, I'd be a one and done. But I'm pick, you stupid bitch. And it's no! It should have been 6! All right. Usually, I'd leave you all with a nice little anecdote about how we're all gonna die. But let's do something different. Let's just vibe out for a little bit. Not fully, because it's all layered together. I just want to take a little look-see at something because I have a prediction. I've had like a little prediction. Here we go, Duck Dodgers. I mean, essentially. Now, for like the past 2 months, everyone who pretends to care about the consumer has had an opinion about this thing. And I'm happy to bring up that apparently the Nintendo Switch 2 has maybe sold 3 million consoles within 24 hours. So all those people who are like, I can't stand what Nintendo's doing, $450, $500. Yeah, I told y'all that you were still going to see these things get bought. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Once a few games start coming out, I'll have one. But I'm not buying that shit until I get like at least 5 games worth of damn. Mario Kart is not one of the games. So the Nintendo Switch has 0 games for me to want to buy it. But mind you, this happened with the PS5. Yep. I need Splatoon 4. I need time. Like, there's games that they announced, but they're not coming out until like 2026 or the end of this year. So it's like, no, can't really warrant that purchase. Not yet. Can't warrant that purchase just yet. But yeah, this thing has been selling like hotcakes. It's even got more. You can even go to the store. You can go to the store and buy the fucking thing because it's sitting at Target and Best Buy and Walmart. But there's one person who at one point was loudly puffing their chest out and telling people not to buy. But then they bought it. And for some reason has to fucking apologize to the world. It has to fucking it has to apologize to you all for buying the thing as he welcomes you to the Quickie Mart. He's very. I'm going to hell for a lot of reasons. Oh God! 11 minutes of time to tell everybody, hey, I'm sorry I bought something.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and let's just talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. I made a mistake. I ended up buying that Nintendo Switch 2, even though...
This is not a mistake. This is just you being excited to test out a fucking console. Like, what's the problem here?
So I said that I was going to hold off. I wasn't just going to go buy it outright. And there I was, going on a midnight release, and I ended up picking it, just on a walk-in. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way to sugarcoat or cut around this. I did, in fact, commit a hypocrisy. I made a mistake. I should have not bought this product. Now, I made a few videos on the Switch 2. Well, not a few, several. And I've basically covered it. I've not been the most positive viewer of it, especially around certain things like those game key cards, and especially about their TOS, when apparently it seems like they can just brick your systems, and more specifically around the fact that maybe the system is, in fact, a brick when you ended up picking it up. Now, as you all know, yesterday I made a pretty big mistake. I actually made a video with the Switch 2 inside the actual frame. I actually had one on screen. I bought one. I used it to play Cyberpunk 2077 on it. Now, the reason why this was a pretty big mistake, and I do absolutely believe I should actually apologize to my audience.
You ain't raped nobody. You ain't killed nobody. You bought a console. A console.
Is I didn't practice what I preached. I said you should.
Oh, much like every other fucking person in the world.
But with your wallet, and what did I do? I straight up charged my card and got the Switch 2. And for that, it's actually a pretty big apology. Like, there's no way to really say anything. There's no really any way to sugarcoat it. It's an actual mistake. You can sit and blame other people.
Can it run Cyberpunk 2077? I have no idea. I've never played Cyberpunk 2077.
But ultimately, I think the community kind of made it known that I would be one of those gamers that would fall into FOMO. And even though that I don't personally think that I'm the reason that video games have just gotten more expensive.
Who said that you are the reason? What? And yes, you fell for FOMO. You fell for FOMO. You did. And now look what you got. Nothing. You spent damn near $500 for Mario Kart. Cool. Like, wicked story, my guy. That's it. Oh my God, you're playing. You're fear of missing out. That's what FOMO means. Cool. You bought a console. What a concept. I'm not blaming you. You're not that important.
Ultimately, the actions that I did do contribute to the fact that video games would have gotten more expensive.
You're not the only one. It's literally everybody. Everyone who emulates, everyone who buys full price, everyone who buys the deluxe edition. Me included. Look what fucking video game I'm playing. I'm playing something that makes millions of dollars, if not billions, off of microtransactions. And I'm not the only one. It is, first of all, a house called Money Touchdown. People aren't voting with their wallet. Well, they are, but they're not doing what you want them to do. They're buying what they enjoy, whether if it's a fucking single player game or an online microtransaction fest. You're not that important, my guy. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Or at least the aspect of it would become more normalized. And ultimately, there's really no other way to, just apologize and say that I'll do better moving forward, And to be fair, the biggest sigh of relief for me is to sit over here and apologize for purchasing a video game system, right? There's a lot of things that a YouTuber can do that would be very illegal, very wrong, ethically, not even just legally, that I could sit down here and apologize for. And that is the...
Wait, aren't you somebody that's like, well, maybe he hasn't, but given that, like, everybody kind of agrees with this stance, you probably are. Aren't you like pro emulation, which is like something none of these game companies are a fan of? The fuck?
The only thing that I've really thanked God today for not doing. I could apologize for far more worse, but, realistically, it's just apologizing.
Everyone who was hating on the Switch 2 had pre-orders drop, and they dropped bans for, not me. Not me. Not me. I don't have a Switch 2 yet. I'm gonna just wait until they got more games out. Like, I thought about it at one point. Should I get a Nintendo Switch? And then I looked, just like, all I'm gonna play is Mario Kart? No thanks. I got Mario Kart on my GameCube. Mario Kart Double Dash, baby.
For
the best Mario Kart. I don't give a fuck about Mario Kart 8. I don't fuck about that. Fuck Mario Kart 8.
Purchasing the system that, I kind of made a big hullabaloo about, right? And obviously, gaming boycotts are something that unfortunately traditionally do not work just because people end up buying them. And in this case, I was one of those people.
Yes, congrats. You proved me right. You proved me right. In the midst of you trying to be the hero, all you did was prove me right that people are going to grandstand to the fucking nines, but they're going to be there day one to buy the fucking thing. And look, there's nothing wrong with it. Because we knew the score. We knew the gimmick. We knew people were going to be loudly puffing out their chest, I'm on the side of the consumer, while they buy the thing day one. We all knew it. What was going to be funny after was how people were going to react to a bunch of people who bought it.
Now, I do want to kind of defend myself a little bit and just kind of talk about this.
Kiss my ass, Moodahar!
Because I don't want to just say that, I don't want to just say sorry. I do want to give an explanation. Obviously, that night I was coming home, bought a Switch, and one of the reasons I wanted to buy the Switch is to kind of look at that brick capability. I wanted to see if you can fire the system up, you can make a local account, you can connect without, utilizing any patches, and thankfully you actually can, as long as you have a Switch 2, and of course, a game, which this is something that I'm actually keeping stock, or not just, actually I had a Cyberpunk 2077. As long as you have a game with an actual, completed update on the cartridge, this system is completely usable offline, which...
Hi, Chiggy. Just say you want to Switch 2. Just say that. You want the Switch 2. I want the Switch 2, but they ain't got no games. And I'm not playing Mario Kart online. And even the fucking GameCube Nintendo Online thing, that don't have enough games. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If I told y'all I did something, and then I did the opposite, I'd just be like, yeah, I did it. Now what? Pick! Let me get down! Let me emo too! Ah! Ooh! Ah! Ah! I ain't got no words. Jesus, my ears. I told y'all, 1 minute, you could be getting like a soothing voice in your ear. And the next, the screams of a madman, perilled by unwielding forces, never to be seen in the ethos of the world.
Which was pretty important to me because I didn't want to see another system release as a pure-on brick. So as long as you have a system with...
Bro, wait, so you bought the Switch because you wanted to see if yours would brick? When they got millions of people who have just bought this thing and they haven't? I think the worst thing that's happened to anybody's Switch 2, apparently GameStop was stapling shit to the boxes and it fucked up the screen. That's the worst thing I've seen. You just trying to explain it. Just say you wanted a Switch, bro. People would be cool if you were just like, man, I wanted that Switchy itchy. I wanted to itch on a Switch real fast. Just say that. You say that's more natural than anything else you gonna say.
Again, a video game, it seems things can just work out of the box. Now, as far as Switch 1 stuff goes, that still needed you to patch for getting the backwards compatibility going in. But if you were just...
Fuck. They couldn't get people who bought the bundle for the downloadable fucking thingy-mabobber. They couldn't get their shit. A grown man is defending himself for buying something with his own money. Yes! This is audience cucked. This is audience cucked shit. This is when you're a slave to your fucking audience. It is. This is the most I'm a slave to my audience shit I've ever fucking seen. And that's another pick. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to take this to the end zone, but I couldn't do it.
Buying Switch 2 games, then surprisingly, everything just worked out of the box. The other thing I wanted to see was, again, the functionality of these games too, especially one game completed on the system. And for that, I played Cyberpunk 2077. In fact, that was a pretty massive section of the video. where I just show the game actually running for anybody to come into the video, watch, and see. Now, I could make the video overly negative, or I could make it overly positive, but the reason I just kind of went the way that I did was I wanted to just objectively look at this product as what it was and talk about things, right? And, you know, one of the things that I kind of read was like, the grifter stuff. You were just grifting on that hate. Well,
you were. There's, like, nothing you said is like anything anyone else could do. And if you were to do it, why record it? And like show us. We don't care. We're seeing GameStop staple these fucking staples to the screens.
If I was grifting on the hate and I release that, video, I would probably be overly negative, or I would try to spread some level of misinformation to.
The grift is you proclaiming people shouldn't buy it or wait to buy it, and then you bought it and tried to give us a review. That's the grift, buddy. That's the grift. I'm sorry to alert you right now that's the grift. I know you think in your mind that grifting is being just like overly positive or overly negative to things, but I promise you it's more than that. It's when you're sitting there trying to galvanize people by one thing, but you go ahead and do another, and you're doing it for the money.
Garner more viewership on hating the device or loving the device. But in reality, I just wanted to cover things from an objective perspective. I wanted to show that there were some games, Cyberpunk 2077, which worked out of the box day one. Now there is like one other game, or I think actually 3 other games, all from Nintendo, that all come pretty much on the cartridge, being Mario Kart World, Legend of Zelda, both Legend of Zeldas, and they all just come pretty much without that game keycard stuff. So one of the things that I didn't do in that video was obviously buy the game keycard stuff. Like I didn't go out into the store and purchase those GIMP copies that I was speaking so much against, which again, I only really bought the system and the one game that was of any interest to me, just so I can show it in the video. And ultimately, regardless of what I'm saying over here, all of that is still a mistake. I was hypocritical. I bought a...
So wait, you started the video by saying you're sorry. You, in the video, say you're going to defend yourself. And then you negate all of it by saying, it's still not good that I did this. What is the point of what I'm hearing?
A device that, I actually shouldn't have. I contributed to, unfortunately, a bad practice in the gaming industry, right? Which was supporting this Nintendo system. I did want to cover it from a review perspective. I did want to cover it just from the preservationist perspective to see if a lot of those alarm bells that were ringing literally days before the system was actually launching were actually valid alarm bells. But ultimately, look, at the end of the day, there's nothing I can say to, not accept actual fault at purchasing the system when I made a big hullabaloo about it. And ultimately, for that, I do completely apologize. There's no joke, no fun you can make in this manner. I feel like ultimately, I do have to apologize for that, and that's what I do. Now, if you're somebody that, is, looking at me and, you don't want to watch my videos anymore because you don't like me anymore because of the Switch 2 stuff, then, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to wave by. We're going to have to wave by at each other. All I can really do is say I'm sorry. That's really all I can do. I can't just whip myself or do something to self-flagellate myself just for the camera at this point. All I can really do is...
You're doing it right now. Like you're doing it right now. If you really wanted to do this, you could have just bought it, told nobody, and reviewed it yourself. You could have just did that, and motherfuckers would have been like, whatever. Just like how they're like, whatever right now. Patrick! Stop fumbling the fucking ball!
Say I'm sorry, and I'll do better next time. And ultimately...
Do better next time? What? I've heard this get said when people like plagiarize videos. I've heard this get said with people who like commit crimes. What? Next, when the PS6 comes out, you're gonna talk about the limitations and you're not gonna buy it day 1, you're gonna buy it day 2? What the hell is this? This is so cuck! This is the most cucked fucking shit!
Ultimately, for me, as somebody that's made tons of videos on countering misinformation regarding game preservation...
Yeah, bro, counter your own misinformation. Telling people the goods and bads and you still buy it? Counter yourself. Counter yourself right now.
People talk about, how every disc nowadays is a digital download, and there really isn't any way to preserve video games anymore. And I have made videos where I've talked about this, I've corrected the misinformation. For me, the Switch 2 was kind of like that, right? I wanted to see if in this situation... and game preservation, at least for fully completed titles, was actually there. And obviously, I did make a point in that video, if you watch it, where I said, when this device has 256 gigs on it, buying game key cards, already completely incomplete copies, you're going to be basically downloading and filling your entire new system up with just 4 or 5 games effectively down the road. And that's going to become a pretty huge problem, not just for game preservation, but for the average person that, probably isn't also going to spend 80, 90 bucks, 70 bucks, whatever, to buy external media for the system. These are all things that I did talk about in the video, and these were kind of the most important things for me too. The other thing was obviously seeing how a game like Cyberpunk
got done drawing Chiggy. Oh, you drew Chiggy? Let's see it. Let's see the art of chick tries that you drew, unless you're just telling Chicky that you're finished drawing.
2077 could run on a newer ARM-based chip device. Now, ultimately, as part of my apology, all I can really say is, look...
When you gonna play against me, I only play Ultimate Team, my boy. And listen, I don't think I'll get in trouble. I don't think I'll get in trouble for saying that I have the beta, but I can't play it. I can't show you any gameplay. I can't show you any gameplay. Like, I have the beta for 26. I have the beta for 26. I don't think I'll get in trouble for showing you that I have it. I think I'll get in a lot of trouble for showing you like any gameplay. And my cousin randomly, you know what's crazy? I was downloading the beta and my cousin texted me at like 1 o'clock. You got the beta? I almost wanted to lie to him. But I wasn't gonna do it. He was scrambling, checking his emails to see if he had it and he didn't. And I was like, bitch, you're not like me. You'll never be like me. Oh, man. Look at Leon with the plug. What do you mean the plug? EA sent me this. Like, what are you talking about? EA sent me a fucking code. I got that in my email. I'm gonna tell you the time I got it. Hold on, let me check that email. Let me see. What the hell? A Crunchyroll anime movie marathon. I got this fucking email June 6th at 11:46 a.m. Nasty work. EA is the plug. I mean, I don't really count them as the plug when I'm officially getting it from them. We got different definitions of plugs. Like, I don't get official things from the official source and consider that a plug. That's like going to Nintendo, buying a Switch and be like, oh, EA hooked the nigga up. Like, no. They got, what movies they got on Crunchyroll right now? I might stop this whole stream and just go watch a movie. I might go watch a movie for the fuck of it. For the fuck of it. For the fuck of it. Because I'm just fucking it. For the fuck of it, I'm just fucking with it. That's not nice. I don't really constitute myself as being a nice person. I'm pretty much there, but I'm not there. Especially when I got to deal with like Indians with big polos shirts on, fucking saying, oh my god, guys, like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I treated you so bad at the Quickie Mart. Imagine if Mudahar sees this and he's like, this is very offensive. You know what's offensive, you bitch? Me being your not number one fan, seeing you fucking grandstand with your own money. Jesus Christ.
At the end, I am sorry. I probably shouldn't have contributed to Nintendo's dog shit in video gaming, but ultimately I did. And, you know, I'm one of the bad people in this process. Now, do I think that I'm the most evil person in the world? No, I don't think that. And I don't even see really anybody saying that. But as far as being hypocritical and bad for gaming, I can definitely see how I've contributed to that. And for that, I just really humbly apologize. There's no if, and, or but around it. It is just a straight apology to anybody that felt slighted, hurt, or disappointed in this entire process. For that, my community is pretty important to me. And ultimately, I really did feel like, because I had a platform, and I could talk a little bit about the game preservation angle, maybe it was worth showing. To me, if there was something really scathing about it in this device, it would have been a completely warranted purchase, because then I could at least alert some people that, yeah, this thing is actually a confirmed brick. Yes, actually, all these games, even the ones that ship completely on cards.
Is the Switch 2 getting Smash Bros? I mean, I feel like I'll buy a Switch. That Donkey Kong game doesn't interest me at all. But we get like a Mario Odyssey 2, another Mario World-esque game, maybe a Smash Bros. But like, fuck, bro. They ain't got nothing day one except Mario Kart. They ain't enough for my $400.
Don't just work day one. These would be pretty huge points. But when I actually got the device and I tested it myself, I couldn't find that to be the case. So it was really just to be honestly reporting on something versus, maybe raising more misinformation and hurting myself down the road a lot harder than, the hurt that I've taken right now. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I can just look into the camera and just say, I'm sorry, I'll do better. And that's pretty much all it comes down to. And the only thing I'm really thankful about here is I could be apologizing for, as a YouTuber, there's apology videos that I've watched through my career where people have done.
Yeah, and those, matter more. Some good majority of those have to do with crimes. This is just boredom.
Done really terrible things, and ultimately, this might be one of the worst things that I've done. Which genuinely is support bad game practices and not practice what I preach. I can't make videos where I say I'm not going to be buying a Nintendo Switch, day one at least, and then here I am buying it day one. Even if personally I felt making the content, and at least if I could find something scathing about it, I could talk about, sure. But for me, I'm still not somebody that is in line to be, I guess, known as a hypocrite in this regard, and for that I do apologize. I've done something wrong, which is purchasing the device after the hullabaloo that I've raised, and for that all I can do is honestly just apologize. Really, that's all I can do. So if you accept this apology, great. If you don't accept this apology, then it is what it is. But yeah, our word is really all we have. That's really.
I'll eat dick.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
Just a text post here to add, I really do feel like a bad person. I don't want to send you guys any mixed signals. I figured when I cover anything controversial like I've done in the past, I always do buy it to talk about it, the channel. I've done similar things. So you're explaining. Oh, you're not sorry. You're just you. Can you make your own high school and college football? The only thing we were able to fucking play is Dynasty mode and online, like Road to the Playoffs, where you're just playing people online. I haven't tried Dynasty because I was never a fan of Dynasty to begin with. But from what I've heard, there's more customizations for your head coach, which apparently is the big selling point for some people. To me, that's just another day in the neighborhood. Overall, there's a lot that they got to clean the fuck up. The fucking substitution system needs a little bit of work. But it's a sports football game. They can't really reinvent the wheel anymore with these. We've reached our peak. Sports games, we've reached our peak. There's not really much that they could do besides changing the presentation of the game and maybe the lighting. If they changed the lighting and all that extra shit, sure. But other than that, it's the same game. It's the same as last year. Now, what is this imagery that Angie sent me of oh my God. Okay. Okay. And I'm not saying okay as you all are going to see it, because I feel like I don't have the permission to fucking show this. But from what I see, my only response is okay. At some point, I'm going to just swallow my pride and do another 24-hour stream. I am. At some point, I'm going to swallow that pride deep inside, much like you all swallow penis, and I'm going to do another 24-hour stream. It's only going to be on Twitch, though. Why? Because I don't have the fucking mental capacity to multi-stream. But that'll be an issue to deal with at that time and that time only. There's nothing else for me to fucking talk about. Okay, bye!